Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. QLAP is a free download from Office Furniture Source.
Golly.
When
does it get harder every year?
I don't know. That's what I was just going to ask. When you write your annual Father's Day letter to your late dad, and I saw you a little bit at 7:30, a little bit when we took the Your Money Now break at 7:50, and I could see you putting the finishing touches on it. Yeah. About every 30 seconds, you were taking your glasses off and dabbing your eyes. Mm-hmm. So my question to you, and that was where I was going before you said, why does this get harder? What I was going to say to you was, what is in this year's letter?
I don't know, Robert. I don't know. Every year it seems that I miss him more. I'd love to sit down with him again. Give me one more time.
Now, he passed away when you were...
28, I believe, 1987. No, I was younger than that. I was.
See, you and I have talked before, and I think I told you a week or so ago, and my brother Bill and I talk about this all the time. And tell me what you think about this idea.
Okay.
Do you remember I told you about a week, maybe 10 days ago, that my brother Bill and I, when we're hanging out, just having a couple of drinks, sitting at the bar, just chewing the fat, as the cliche goes. And we will say to each other, can you imagine what it must have been like, what it would be like to have been when we were 30 or 35 or 40 years old, to have hung out with our father when he was the same age?
Oh, God.
At the age of 25, a 25-year-old Robert Wright hanging out with a 25-year-old Bill Wright.
Yeah.
A 40 or 45 or 50-year-old Robert hanging out with a 50. Now, see, my dad was alive, but I was still. And the interesting thing.
Our dads would have been so
they're just alike.
Buds. They would have been such buds.
When I moved away when I was 21 and moved back when I was like 45 or 46.
Right.
When we started next door.
Yeah.
And I wonder if your brothers, ask your brother about this. When I moved back, I was gone for 2.5 decades.
Right.
So when I moved back, when I moved away, my dad was still a grown-up and I was still a kid. I was 20. Yeah. I was 21.
You're venturing out.
So I never grew up around my dad. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So when I moved back, he was still my dad.
Dad.
Yeah. I was a 46-year-old man. He was still my dad.
Right.
Where my brother Hal and my brother Bill, who were here in those same years, they hung out with him as young adults, as not so young adults, as he aged, and he ceased to be their dad, and he just became a guy, very much a friend.
Right.
Does that in any way pertain to your having moved away when you were younger and your brothers staying in Baton Rouge?
I don't know. Perhaps. There was really only one that stayed in Baton Rouge for any length of time. Only one of us never moved away for a period. Only one lived all his life.
One of your brothers who's died?
My second to oldest.
That's obviously, sadly, not a conversation you can have.
Right, exactly. So I don't know about that.
So back to my original question. Why do you think this is... I'm watching you struggle with this.
I don't know. I maybe because this year's just been so tough, and my dad would have been so good at helping me get through this and being there if I needed it. You know what I mean?
Not only you, but I would imagine not only you, but your family and countless friends and even strangers.
And for folks who are new listeners to us and you don't know my dad's story or whatever, my dad was a Marine at Okinawa. When he came back, he used the GI Bill to go to college.
Bronze Star winner.
Bronze Star,
saved, what is it, 7, 8, 9 fellow Marines?
We don't know.
I mean, the way I describe this, if you've seen the Forrest Gump movie, where he puts guys on his back and carries them to safety, your father literally did that.
When he was 19 years old,
At a distance of, not like Forrest Gump, where it's 4 or 5 or 600 yards. Your father did that at a range of like about 50 yards.
Yeah, people are shooting.
Repeatedly.
Came back, went to the University of Southern Miss, on his GI Bill, was on the swim team. My mom met him at the pool at Southern Miss. And they fell in love.
Your father was a good-looking man.
My father was gorgeous. My mother was Miss Biloxi High, so they were very good-looking folks. Okay,
Yeah.
They fell deeply in love. They split up for a little bit in their early years, but they came back together. Anyway, 6 children later, and a salesman. My father was the life of the party. Quietly the life of the party. He wasn't one of these big boisterous guys, but man, when you got him to talking, he could tell stories, he could joke and have fun, and loved every one of us, me and my brothers, so much. But of course, I had a special place in his heart as the only daughter, and I know it, and he knew it, and damned if I didn't use that baby.
What do I call you? 1, 2, 3. Daddy's little princess.
So are you ready for the letter? You ready?
Yeah, all of us.
Okay. Dad. Happy Father's Day. I'm smiling today thinking about you. You remember those early morning hours when it would be just you and I, awake, sitting in the family room quietly. Everyone else was asleep. You drinking your coffee, me reading the funny papers. I miss those mornings. I'm doing great. How's Mom? Boy, do I miss her. But I'm sure she's in a much better place with you by her side. Dad, this has been a crazy year. We've had a pandemic and racial tension across the nation. It's a very tumultuous time. I really wish I had your calming voice to talk to when things get so stressful. But I'm managing. My boys are good. John is still in the Marines and loves what he's doing. You would be so proud of him. J-Dub has quite a bright future ahead. He's getting close to getting his college degree with his goal of moving into a law enforcement career. Again, you'd be so proud of him. He often repeats your often used phrase, "How does your corporation seem to be gashuating upon the high corners today, sir?" in greeting people like you used to do. What I would give, Dad, to place my small hand in your large, loving hand one more time, or get one more of your all-encompassing hugs. You loved me so much, and I know it. There was nothing you wouldn't do for me, and I can never thank you enough. I want you to know on this Father's Day that I love you so much and will love you forever. Your daughter, Erin. Oh, man. I wish you'd known him. I wish you could have known him, Robert. You'd have loved him, too.
Great job as always every year.
Lord.
And every year when you read those, when you write those to your dad and read those to us all,
Oh, God.
you share such a big part of yourself and your love of your father. You say, I wish you could have known him. We all do, thanks to you.